Well, there's Uncle Sam telling you to listen again. The I, they've just reached a supposedly Paul Ryan, the financial genius uh, from the House, and Senator Patty Murray, chairman of the Senate Budget Committee, have reached an agreement on tax policy for the next 2 years. Uh, but what it turns out to be is you and I are screwed again. They don't. They don't cut anything. In fact, there's more spending in this bill, in this proposal rather, and the deficits and mounting debt just go on and on and on. And pretty soon it's going to lead to bankruptcy, and there's no doubt about it. There's just no way out of it unless these people come to their senses and start cutting spending and reducing the national debt. I mean, it's 17 trillion now. Plus, I haven't looked at it this morning, and I advise you not to go to the website where which shows you the debt as it's mounting. If you suffer from vertigo, don't go there because you'll have a fit. Uh, but the proposal that Ryan and Murray came to, the agreement they came to, it's more tax and spend. And they won't call it a tax, but there are fee increases. If you fly, you will pay an extra fee, and there are other things involved. But it's more money out of your pocket, and it's not good for you. It's going to cause a mounting debt. Now, Ryan is having an orgasm over saying that they they're reducing the deficit by $26 billion. That's over 10 years, which means that's 2.6 billion a year. Now let's take a look at the deficit for 2013, which was $658 billion. Now, if you take 2.6 billion off of that, it's really not noticeable. And if the deficits continue at that rate, at the end of this so-called wonderful tax agreement, the debt will have increased by $1.2 trillion. If you think that's a good deal, you're crazy, frankly. I don't know how these people keep getting elected. They're insane. They get to Washington and they get a disease called what I call Washingtonitis. They're completely divorced from reality. They don't seem to realize that 17 trillion or 19 trillion, which it will be at the end of this 2 years, if we're lucky, because there are other things coming up which can make this debt much, much higher. Uh, I mean, 658 billion deficit this year minus 2.6 trillion. That's it's still $656 billion. So there's really there's no relief there. Um, what they should be doing is balancing the budget right now. I'm a big advocate of balancing the budget now. They have to cut, cut, cut. If they can't run the government on the $3 trillion that's coming into the Treasury every year, they should get out. They don't belong in Washington. They don't belong running the country. They're running this country into the ground with their wild spending. Now, if balancing the budget now is too radical for them, the Congressional Budget Office has said, they've estimated that if they just hold spending at the current level for 4 years, the budget will be balanced. But they can't restrain themselves to do that. They have to keep spending more and more and more. If your congressman tells you that he's going to go to Washington and bring a lot of goodies home from Washington at taxpayers' expense, throw the bum out. He doesn't belong in Congress. He should be working at an honest job, frankly, if he can find one. It seems to me that just to stop spending at this crazy rate that they're spending now, and they can't satisfy themselves with $3 trillion is obscene. Comrade Obama, when he was running for the Democrat nomination, said that George Bush's deficits were unpatriotic. If Bush's deficits were unpatriotic, Obama's deficits are treasonous. And he should be held to account. But nobody does, because he gives them, people sold their souls for a cell phone, a free cell phone, and some food stamps. There have to be drastic cuts in our spending. And I think you should contact your congressmen and senators and tell them to junk this proposal and really start cutting the spending. Now, here's where you can, I don't know, I hope you can see that. You can, the top website is where you can contact you can find out who your representatives and senators are. And I recommend it highly. It's very informative. You can find their websites and their phone numbers, and you can contact them by email also, or fax if you're able to. The bottom one is my email address if you want to contact me. Now, there's also one other way to contact your so-called representatives. They really don't represent you or me or anybody else. But the Congressional Switchboard is area code 202-224-3121. I recommend that if you don't mind paying for the initial phone call, that you use that, or the website that I just held up. Of course, you have to pay for the phone call to speak to them, but if they for some reason want to return a call to you, you pay for that too, because you're paying for it through your taxes. So my recommendation is that next year when the elections come up, threaten these guys, or these people. There's some women there too, and they're as bad as the men are. But tell them, if they don't start cutting spending, you're not going to vote for them, because they're ruining this country. One of the provisions of the Obamacare is that if the health insurance companies don't make a certain percentage of profit, we, the taxpayers, will bail them out. If you think 19 trillion is bad, wait till they get done with requesting money to satisfy their goals for a profit margin. 19 trillion will be nothing. There'll be trillions and trillions more on top of that. So I urge you to contact your congressmen and senators and tell them, cut spending, period. Yes, people will be hurt. There's no doubt about that. We always get hurt. They don't. They're royalty in their eyes. So contact them, threaten them with throwing them out of office. That's that's a fate worse than death to them, because they've got these cushy jobs where they vote these laws in and then exempt themselves from them, like they did with Obamacare. So do that, and if they don't listen, you've got to throw them out. If you value your country, we're going under. You know, the interest alone on the national debt is somewhere. You can get all kinds of figures on that, but it's somewhere between 200 billion and 400 billion. So take your choice, whichever it is. It's bad. So get in touch with them, threaten them, throw them out. That may be the only thing that gets their attention. If we throw a lot of them out who refuse to cut spending, maybe they'll get the idea. Because congressmen have to come up for re-election every 2 years, and 1/3 of the Senate. So let's get together and save the country, really. That's all for now, and I will be back.